Can it really be spring already? Some of us may have hoped for a better start to the year after stumbling from one lockdown into the next in 2020, but we're all finding ways to make the best of the situation and be as productive as possible whilst setting realistic goals for ourselves. Speaking of goals, now is as good a time as ever to reflect on the challenges you set yourself for the year and take stock of your progress. It's quite normal around this time of year for any resolutions to fall by the wayside, so don't lose heart if you haven't quite mastered that new skill or massively increased your productivity at work. However, just reminding yourself of them is a great opportunity to refocus and start building on the progress you've already made, both individually and as a team. Good habits aren't formed overnight, so a few slip-ups along the way is completely natural, but there are scientifically proven ways you can develop and maintain positive new behaviors. We don't often think about it, but our daily lives are made up of so many different habits that we've picked up over time, and over the course of the pandemic you will doubtless have developed new ones to adapt to this unique situation. It's worth considering which of these aren't going to serve you post-pandemic, and which you would like to keep. There may be a few things like a morning meditation practice, or regular exercise breaks, that you want to incorporate into your working life long-term, but you have to be intentional about it. Habits have been a big topic of discussion with clients recently, as team leaders are beginning to formulate a roadmap out of the current situation for when restrictions start to lift. Bearing that in mind, here's a little taster for you of some of our top habits tips. This is important both to build your own motivation, and to justify your idea to others, your team. There needs to be a really solid reason to pursue this new practice, otherwise, you won't be able to motivate yourself or anyone else to make the change. Write out how this new habit will be beneficial, what the long-term effects will be, and why it matters enough to take action. The best way to form a habit is to do it little by little. There is no way you're going to go from not running at all to running every morning for 20 minutes. However, if you start with a 5-minute walk around the block each morning, and build from there, you're much more likely to stay motivated. Start with something that feels achievable, and the long-term goal will become more and more realistic. You probably know the saying, "A goal without a plan is just a wish," and this applies to everything from the most ambitious of goals to the simplest of habits. What is it that you need to do to keep it this new habit? Where? When? Perhaps it's doing some yoga after your morning cup of coffee or writing a to-do list for each day when you log on in the morning.